My name is Dave. I love photography, but during this coronavirus situation has had a lot of people around the world, including myself, stuck in the house. But I decided to not let that stop me and get out the house and book a photo shoot just to have something to do. Just need to find a model that's really interested. So I decided to DM a couple models on Instagram that were more close in my location. After a couple hours of waiting, a model by the name of Jessica was really interested in working with me. She told me that she would like to meet me a day before the shoot. We could sit down and explain the details, and I accepted to meet her. So the next day, I'm at the park taking photos for 30 minutes in the location we agreed to meet at, and she shows up. Man, she's beautiful. Way more beautiful in person than in the photos I saw. So as we shook hands and I sat down and explained the details of what type of photo shoot I would like to do, the way she was looking at me just seemed a little off. Sometimes it would be mean expressions, and then she would just look at me again and just smile, even breathing hard, and also doing things like pulling her shirt down to catch my attention as if she wanted me to do more than just photos the next day. But I decided to think nothing of it. She told me she was having a photo shoot today, and that's where she was headed to. So after 30 minutes of our conversation, we agreed upon our shoot that we would have tomorrow. And as she was walking away, in my mind I thought, the way she was looking at me was weird, but man, is she beautiful. And I was real excited about having my shoot tomorrow, because it's been a minute. So the next day I decided to bring two of my friends with me to help me out on my photo shoot. It wouldn't have been the first time they showed up to help a little bit, and it's been a minute since I hanged out with my friends too. Jessica shows up even more beautiful than she was yesterday. My friends introduced themselves to her as I'm getting my camera equipment ready for this shoot. The photo shoot was going very well. We were getting really great photos from snap to snap to snap to snap. Even Meech and Ox were enjoying themselves, helping me in their own type of funny way to keep a good energy and things really entertaining. So after getting some really good photos, my battery was dying. I told Jessica let's take a 5-minute break. Just had to walk to my car and go grab a brand new fresh battery, and man, her face went from a happy stare to a mean stare straight at me. It really started to creep me out, but still, I needed to get that new battery if I wanted to continue taking more photos. She comes up real close to me with a crying looking face, looks me straight in my eyes, and says, "I do love you. Don't hurt me, I'll do whatever you want." Pushing my hands up towards her breasts, staring me right in my eyes. I told my friends to keep her company, entertain her and cheer her up as I walked to the car to go get this battery. After getting the battery, I already had it in the back of my mind that this would probably be the last time I shoot with Jessica. Just something about the creepy stares kind of creeped me out, but I did want to get the photos pretty much done today. As I was walking back towards my friend Ox, I noticed that Meech and Jessica were gone. I have asked Ox where they were at, and he told me that Meech had to find a spot to go pee while they were waiting on me to get this battery, and he need Jessica to be there to make sure nobody new ends up walking towards the area while he's peeing. Jessica shows up without Meech, smiling, looking really happy as if she won $1 million. Thinking nothing of it, I decided, hey, we have an hour left. Let's take some more photos and get everything finished up today. After taking pictures of her in another different outfit, I decided I wanted to get the camera close and get some pretty face shots of her. But as I was moving up real closer to her, it was like she started to begin to look at me like she was terrified of me. And just 5 seconds later, she snapped as if she was going crazy, screaming up in that air, looking really creepy. Me and my friend was paused. We really didn't know what to say and just stared right at her in a confused way like, what the heck is going on? She starts to pause for a minute and ends up walking away, thinking that she's going to go to her car and just drive off. She comes back to me and Ox with her purse in a quiet way. I'm thinking in my mind, maybe she's just going to give me my money back and say this is not for me, and that be it. She ends up staring at us as if we were a whole new person she's never met and hated all her life. My friend Ox decides to ask her, "Are you okay?" She ends up putting her hands in her purse, me thinking she's going to hand me my money back. Oh my God. She ends up pulling a gun out. Me and my friend still in shock, not knowing what to do. She closes her eyes real slowly and pulls the trigger and shoots me in the eyes. I decide to run fast as I can, hoping that one of the bullets don't end up hitting me and I can get back home on time to get to my gun and call the cops. I end up running past Meech as he looked knocked out like a dead corpse, as if she hit him with something big, as she was chasing me, and I was praying she doesn't keep firing and a bullet ends up hitting me. I ended up making it home and noticed nobody was chasing me. It was pretty quiet, but being that I was terrified, I just kept on running until I finally got home. As I found my gun, I called the cops and they were on their way. Then I heard a door knock. Thinking it was the police, I went on and answered. How clumsy and stupid was I? Soon as I answered, it was her, looking real defenseless and sad, as if she wanted to apologize for everything wrong she just did. I pointed the gun at her and told her to get away from my house. The cops is on the way. I'm telling them everything, and you just shot my friend. He could be dead. As I stay in my position, pointing my gun straight at her face, she ends up looking at me and walks right past my gun and throws her arms around me, giving me a hug and telling me once again, "I do love you." Why am I so stupid? Is it because I'm scared? As she still has me in a hug position, her face looks up real slowly at me, the same look that scared me at the playground. She ends up hitting me down below the crotch. My gun falls out my hand. She ends up punching me, kicking me, and hitting towards my gun. I grab her shirt to keep her from almost getting to my gun. As my hand has a grip on her shirt, she ends up turning around and pushing me with real strong force. She ends up getting a hold of the gun and points it right at me, getting ready to shoot me. She pulls the trigger, but nothing happens. Thank God I was so stupid to not put bullets in my gun. I end up knocking her out with a bat. The cops showed up, and I explained to them everything that happened. My friend survived the shot to the shoulder, and my other friend survived but just was badly bruised. After the officer explained things to me, I kind of felt a little bit bad for Jessica. He told me that last year she was assaulted by a photographer, and she ended up telling the police, and as the police were heading over to this man's house, he ended up murdering himself, and she was never the same again. But she did ended up escaping the halfway house, and they've been looking for her for a couple months. I think I'm going to take another really long break from photography and be careful about who I book in the future. Comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know if you would like to hear more stories like this.